I would like to take the time to thank Rudy and Aaron and everyone who has tried to help the innocent men and women that keep getting railroaded into the prison system. Thank you all for the time and mostly for your prayers. God has a plan for all of us. I truly believe that. I also believe that what does not kill us makes us stronger and will make us better prepared for when shit does hit the fan, as they say. I want all to hear my voice to know that I'm a good person who has never hurt anyone. My husband Mike has never hurt anyone. But apparently it is okay that we were both shot at by our so-called neighbors. And nothing is done to them. I am an extremely painfully shy person. I'm not bold and outspoken like Mike or Justice Holland. I have a college degree in electrical engineering technology and have worked as an electrical engineering designer for the same company for over 24 years. I love farming, organic gardening, needlepoint, cross-stitch, and other needle arts, herbalism, natural healing, genealogy, reading, and building projects for my animals. Mostly I love the animals. I believe that God put me on this earth to serve Him in taking care of the animals. This brings me to the reason that is putting me behind bars. I give my life in order to save my animals, my family, and my companions over the past many years that Mike has been wrongfully imprisoned. When I found out that the raid on my farm by the FBI was not about Mike, but that they were after me, I was led down a path. You cannot imagine how violated and vulnerable you feel in your own home after it has been raided. It feels just the same as if you had been burglarized, believe me. You don't feel safe in your own home. I was led down a path by the attorney I hired. And he gave me a paper from the U.S. attorney that said, cooperate and proffer, or you will not be indicted or arrested. If you do not agree to proffer, you will be arrested and put in jail without bond. To me, that equated to my animals will be killed. That was over 100 lives of farm animals, cats, wolf dogs, rabbits, horses, chickens, ducks, geese, turkeys, guineas, goats, emu, and a miniature donkey named Bodacious. That thought was more than I could bear. I sat there and I looked at my attorney and I said, I have no choice. He told me that I was going to go to jail and he thought they had the evidence to convict me, even though he had seen no evidence at this point. I guess I should say that I went to hire an attorney because of the raid, and I was not going to talk to the police officials or law enforcement without an attorney. Anyway, I agreed to proffer. I guess that it should be stated also that I really didn't understand much of went on through the whole process that I was led up to until now. I don't even know what they expected. I didn't even know that they expected me to incriminate myself at the proffer. My attorney did not explain that to me. I didn't really know how the court process worked either. Mike tells me that I should have been questioned about what I was charged with by the judge, but I was not. She did ask me questions, but not about the charge. The U.S. attorney read this long thing into the record before I was sentenced, and I guess that's how they got into the record what I supposedly did. But there were many untruths, and of course, my attorney wasn't going to object. The local papers wrote even more untruths, like that I tried to negotiate, or that I negotiated a $250,000 contract. I wasn't in on any negotiations of any kind and didn't know anything about any negotiations. Some things that I've heard since my sentencing prove that I was dragged into this by the FBI. I have heard multiple outs for me, but the FBI insisted on dragging others into their scheme, both in Tennessee and Nebraska. They wanted $5,000, and when they could not get that, they suggested a car. They suggested it. Then after agreeing to take a plane from the Chilcotin and Justice Hollis saying they wouldn't need the car, they still wanted the car. That certainly suggests to me that they were still trying to drag me into this. It was suggested to me by an undercover agent that this was for kidnapping a judge, a sheriff, and breaking my husband out of jail, but I understood it to be an arrest and a release order. I have since seen the indictments and the arrest orders and the release order. Authorities say that I never reported this so-called scheme to the police or FBI, but I understand it to be legitimate. And why would I call somebody that I fear? Every time my husband called the local sheriffs to report crimes against us, he was arrested. I am so afraid of local police that if my house were broken into today, while I was at home, I would be raped and killed before I would call 911. The first time I was called by the FBI, I told them that I was afraid of cops. I know there are good, honest law enforcement out there. I just wish they would realize what the corrupt ones are doing to the good, innocent people, and that the bad ones make us not trust any of them anymore. I'm sure there's a lot that I have to say out there, or I'm sure there's a lot that I have left out, and there's much more to say. I just don't know what else to say right now. I would like to thank everybody for your prayers, for all of us that are being targeted and locked up for imaginary crimes. Pray for our world as these are perilous times. Pray that Rudy and Aaron remain safe to do the good work that they do for all of the political prisoners in giving us a voice. God bless and walk sacred. Thank you for your time.